Hello, you sexy bastards. How y'all doing today? Hey, we're back with some more darker content. We've been watching too many happy stuff, too many, like, haha, that's pretty funny shit. Now, let's suffer. Or, I mean, we can still laugh at people suffering. You know how it is.
On June the 18th of 2014, Mexican man Jorge Alberto Lopez Amores went missing in the ocean after jumping from a cruise ship while showing off for a female passenger. Amores was aboard the MSC Divinia, which was traveling through Brazil's coastal waters. The 28-year-old soccer fan, reported as the son of a wealthy lawyer, had been drinking while celebrating his team's performance in the World Cup. He'd been seen talking to a female passenger. He was heard saying to her, "I am so happy that I can fly. Look at me."
I mean, he went somewhere, he went into the light.
Then he stuck his arms out and jumped from the ship's 15th deck. Amores hit the water and then disappeared into the foam created in the ship's wake. It took over an hour for the Divinia to maneuver back to his last known sighting. By that time, he was nowhere to be found. Aside from the dangers associated with the high jump itself, Brazil's coastal waters are known for strong currents and the presence of sharks. Amores' body was never found, but he's presumed dead.
So the thing someone from my school actually passed away like that, which is kind of sad. I don't think he was drunk, but I think he fell over. We don't really know why. But the currents the actual big ass ship causes, they can pull you in. And when they pull you in, the ship destroys you. It makes you into, meatball stuff. Okay? So, yeah, don't fuck around with those giant ass ships. They're scary.
Ellie Bryan.
Ellie Bryan.
In November of 2019, 18-year-old Ellie Bryan suffered fatal injuries in a car crash on the outskirts of Aberystwyth, Wales. Bryan and two other passengers were in a Vauxhall Astra driven by 19-year-old Dylan Benjamin. Bryan, who sat in the back seat, wasn't wearing a seatbelt. A fifth member of their group, Lena Evans, was driving a Vauxhall Corsa. It was reported that the others were trying to get away from Evans after previously having thrown a firecracker at her car when someone had made a comment about Evans following too closely behind. Benjamin decided to demonstrate his driving skills, reportedly saying, "I will show you how to lose her." He accelerated fiercely on the A487, but lost control of the vehicle at a sharp right bend. The Astra collided with a roadside tree before veering across the road and into an oncoming Audi.
That is the biggest problem with these car crashes, is one person does some absolutely stupid shit, and look at how many people suffer after this. Because it's not only his life that he's endangering. The other car that he ran into,
people in the car were
they had zero fault in this.
Unfortunately, didn't recover. Benjamin himself was left with brain injuries and spent 2 weeks in an induced
Pretty sure he already had some brain injuries. But
a judge would later conclude that his fatal decision to show off had been the main factor in the accident, and he was sentenced to over 3 years in prison.
1, 2, 3 years for killing people. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind?
Sefiso Longelo Tapete.
What?
Number 7. Sefiso Longelo Tapete.
Okay, fuck that.
In 2017, a promising bodybuilder from Durban, South Africa died from injury sustained in a failed backflip attempt at the community center where the bodybuilding competition was held. The crowd cheered 23-year-old Sefiso Longelo Tapete on as an announcer listed his accomplishments. Tapete, an IFBB junior world champion, began waving his arms and engaging the audience. He then ran towards the center of the mat and launched himself into a backflip. Sadly, the muscular athlete didn't complete the rotation and landed on his head, breaking his neck. Some of those in attendance rushed to help him as he lay motionless on his side before rolling onto his back. A video of the incident became viral, and Tapete was ridiculed for showing off by a number of online commenters before the full extent of the failed backflip was revealed. Shortly after the incident, Tapete was pronounced dead at a local hospital.
That's unfortunate.
Number 6. Viagra overdose amputation.
Viagra overdose. I don't want to hear those 3 words together
In
anymore.
2013, a man from Gigante, Colombia, deliberately overdosed on Viagra pills while trying to impress his girlfriend. The unnamed 66-year-old, reported as being a farmer and former politician, was forced to seek medical help after several days spent in agony, in which he'd started to develop signs of gangrene. Doctors in Gigante referred him to a medical facility in Niva, where staff noted his manhood was inflamed and fractured. They determined
fractured
amputation as the only possible course of action in order to prevent the gangrene from spreading to other parts of his body. After the procedure was successfully completed, the patient started to recover with only some bruising. It wasn't the first reported case of Viagra gone wrong. While preparing for the first night with his wife as a marital couple, a Yemeni man took 5 pills at once. After the wedding hall was cleared, the unnamed 25-year-old went with his wife to their new home. He collapsed upon arrival and was rushed to the hospital, where doctors were unable to revive him. Number 5. Escalator arm.
Bro, you take those pills to fuck, not to get fucked. Come on, man.
Break. On Valentine's Day 2017, a man broke his arm while trying to impress a woman through a stunt that involved riding down the escalator.
I swear, if someone can count all the times people have broken something or, you know, committed self-die through trying to impress somebody else, Jesus.
Their identities weren't revealed, but a video of the incident subsequently became viral and was picked up by several media outlets. The young woman was the first to grip the railing as she went down the escalator backwards. She then lifted her skirt and briefly flashed her bum for the camera. The man, presumably emboldened by what he'd seen, sat on the other railing with his hands behind his head. Unfortunately, the railing was too narrow, and he failed to properly balance his body on it. A loud, "Oh my God!" was heard off screen as he fell an estimated 10 feet on the other side of the escalator. He landed feet first, but the momentum carried him forward, and his arm gruesomely bent backwards upon impact, leaving him with a fracture. Number 4. Lindsay Young.
Hey, at least you're alive. Listen, learn from your mistakes, brother. Don't break the other arm.
In April of 2011, James Perkins asked Lindsay Young if she wanted a ride on his quad bike near a caravan park in Northumberland, England. Prior to extending his offer, 30-year-old Perkins had been showing off to Young and her friends by performing tricks on the vehicle. Young, who was 9 years his junior, accepted the ride and refused when asked if she wanted a helmet. It's believed that Perkins attempted another trick, trying to impress the young woman, at which point he lost control of the bike. Young fell from it and died instantly. Perkins was airlifted to a hospital after suffering severe injuries, including a fractured cheek and eye socket. It was later revealed that he had cannabis and diazepam in his bloodstream. According to the judge that subsequently presided over his case, Perkins should have known how unsuitable his offer had been because his quad bike steered through the rear wheels and was specifically designed for one person. He was sentenced to 6 years behind.
This dude gets 6 years for this. The other guy that was in the car accident killed how many people and got 3 years? I swear to God, this ain't right, y'all.
Bars. Number 3. Natalia Borodina. In October of 2017, a Russian woman died during a holiday to the Dominican Republic after hanging out of a car window. 35-year-old Natalia Borodina had taken the top of her bikini off.
Hey, that's not what they say, hit the stop sign.
And was playing it up for the camera. Her friend, Ivana Borachuk, aged 32, was filming her and was also reported to have been driving the car at the time. After looking into the camera with her finger in her mouth, Borodina leaned her upper body even further out of the open window. Within moments, she smashed her head on a road sign, sustaining devastating injuries. She was pronounced dead at a Punta Cana hospital. The harrowing video of the incident was picked up by multiple media outlets. Borachuk was arrested on suspicion of drunk driving, but later cleared of all charges.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think that was her fault, to be honest. Like,
today's topic was requested by Irango I, Felicia Jolly, the Hand King, and Get 'em Straight. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below.
Okay, buddy.
Number 2, Harry Houdini.
Oh no.
Aside from his renowned death-defying acts,
that is the Houdini. Bro, that guy got some leg muscles. Respect, brother. Leg day every day.
Escape artist Harry Houdini was also known for the strength of his abdominal muscles, said to have been capable of withstanding any blow. Houdini would often show off physical prowess by asking people to punch him in the stomach. In 1926, he was resting on a couch in his dressing room at the Princess Theatre in Montreal, having broken his ankle during a performance several days earlier. He was approached by a man named Jocelyn Gordon Whitehead, who asked him if he believed in the miracles of the Bible and if the stories regarding the imperviousness of his stomach were true. Houdini told him that it could endure a lot. The escape artist didn't have time to get up and brace himself when Whitehead suddenly started throwing hard, hammer-like punches to his abdomen.
What?
Eyewitness reports claim that...
Bro, I thought you were a holy man. What kind of holy rat are you bringing on this man for no reason?
Houdini winced at every blow before gesturing to Whitehead to stop, explaining he hadn't had time to prepare.
Yeah.
As the evening unfolded, the escape artist performed while in great pain. His state deteriorated over the next few days. Doctors told him he developed acute appendicitis and that he needed urgent surgery. Houdini refused and went on with the show at the Garrick Theatre in Detroit, Michigan, even though he had a fever of 104 Fahrenheit. He passed out during the performance.
How much is 104 Fahrenheit? It's half, right? So it's 50. Well, that's still
Bob was revived and kept going. Once the show was over, he was taken to a Detroit hospital where he died on October the 31st at the age of 52. Damn, Number 1, Pop Smoke.
Okay, that guy murdered him. That's straight up murder. That dude punched him for fucking no reason. Oh, he wasn't prepared. What?
In February of 2020, only a few weeks after his mixtape had debuted at number 7 on the Billboard 200 chart, US rapper Bashar Baraka Jackson, better known as Pop Smoke, was gunned down in a home invasion. At the time, Jackson was renting a house in Hollywood Hills. In the early morning of February the 19th, several masked men entered the home through a second-story balcony. Jackson was in the shower at the time, and the intruders held a gun to the head of a woman who was staying with him, telling her to keep quiet.
Jeez.
As the others moved through the house, the woman heard Jackson screaming and the sound of a gunshot. 2 of the intruders reportedly started kicking him after he'd fallen to the ground. He managed to make his way downstairs, but not before 2 more shots sounded off. The intruders fled the scene and the woman found Jackson on the ground.
He posted his address, Instagram, to rob him. Nah, that does not seem like an opportunity to rob him. They straight up killed this dude.
2 more shots sounded
That's not
off.
how you rob
somebody. The intruders fled the scene and the woman found Jackson on the ground. The 20-year-old had suffered multiple gunshot wounds and was later pronounced dead at a local hospital. His killers, 2 of whom were juveniles, were arrested and charged with murder. The youngest of the attackers, an unnamed 15-year-old, would later confess to a cellmate that he'd shot Jackson over a diamond-studded Rolex. He said that,
"Bro, you're 15. Why are you shooting people? Why are you robbing people? You're 15. Go to school, you dumb shit."
The rapper had complied with their demands at first, but that he then tried to fight them, at which point he was pistol-whipped and shot with a Beretta M9.
Damn.
The LAPD initially believed it to have been a targeted attack due to Jackson's alleged connections to the Crips. However, further details emerged that pointed to a robbery gone wrong. The day before his murder, Jackson had posted several images and videos to his social media, showing off the gifts he'd received for charting on Billboard. Some showed the house's address in the background, while others featured it on the packaging, thus revealing his location. Thanks for watching. Would you rather freefall 50 feet onto an air mattress or swim that same distance in an ice-cold lake? Let us know in the comments section below.
I'll swim there. 50 feet, it's not that much to swim. Falling on an air mattress, I'd probably die, brother. What you mean? Who would choose to fall down onto the mattress? Are you loco? Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know what y'all think. First one's kind of stupid. Why would y'all kill the dude? That's like 50 more years in prison. Probably not. I'd probably give him like 20 years or some shit, but still a lot of years in prison, y'all. Anyway, I'm curious to hear what y'all think about this darker content. Ooh. Anyway, quick thank you to the YouTubers and Patreons. Thank y'all for the support and have a nice day, everybody. Bye-bye.